Hello, everybody, and welcome to our latest Lodgify live demo. We're super excited to have you here and get into everything Lodgify does and offers, and of course, talk about our great Black Friday deal. So thank you all for joining us. My name is Mikkel Radich. I do content marketing here at Lodgify, and I'm joined by Lucas. Lucas, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, Mikael. Hi, everyone. I'm Lucas. I'm the senior sales specialist at Lodgify, and I'll be the one guiding you with the live demo today.
Amazing. Thanks, Lucas. Okay, so what can you all expect from us today? Quick look at our agenda. We're going to start by going over how Lodgify empowers vacation rental businesses like yours. Then Lucas will be giving us a product walkthrough and looking at Lodgify Magic in action. We just want to give you guys all a direct look at how the product actually works so you can see it firsthand. Then he'll be going over a step-by-step guide to getting started and onboarded. Finally, we'll end with a look at our Black Friday offer and then wrap up the demo with a Q&A. So if you've got any questions about Lodgify right now, or if anything occurs to you throughout the demo, go ahead and put your questions in the chat there on the right side of your screen. We can't hear anyone, so no calling anything out. But if you get the questions in the chat, we'll try to answer them at the end of the demo. And yeah, quick before I hand it over to Lucas, we want you guys to know that we don't just offer vacation rental software. We also pride ourselves on offering really great resources for the community to help make hosting as easy and successful as possible. So that includes guides and downloadable resources like forms and templates, blogs, webinars. We tend to do about one webinar a month with industry experts, as well as the Vacation Rental Academy, which includes free online courses. So I'll put the links to these in the chat so you guys can check them out if you haven't seen them already. And at this point, I will hand it over to you, Lucas, to dive in.
Thank you, Mikael. So let's start with what's Lodgify. I always like to give us a quick introduction. So Lodgify is a software that will help you manage, automate, and grow short-term rentals. So you can reach the maximum potential of your rental property and, of course, take full control over your small business with our comprehensive vacation rental management software. So let's jump into everything about Lodgify. So Lodgify is the number one all-in-one platform for vacation rental owners, serving over 200,000 users across more than 180 countries. Of course, we have more than 10 years of experience in this segment, so we really understand and we are passionate about what we do. We are verified partners across all the top platforms, Airbnb, VRBO, Booking, and all. And of course, we have won many awards. But the most important thing for us is, of course, customer perception. And at the bottom there, you can see that your customers like you can see the value that we bring. Next, so Lodgify is more than just technology, of course. It's a solution for your short-term rental business. So we are committed to empowering and supporting owners and property managers every day. Next one. So, in a nutshell, I want to give you an overview of what we offer so you can see how comprehensive it is, and we'll go through all the details one by one. First thing is, let's the second one, channel manager. So, are you already set up with Airbnb, Booking, or any other platform? So, we got you covered. So, we offer you a centralized channel manager to unify all your calendar, rates, everything in one thing. So you're not going back and forth between like multiple channels anymore. So with our syncing functionality, you can say goodbye to double bookings, overbookings, inconsistencies, and of course, lost revenue from missed reservations. So connect all your listings across all the OTAs with our multi-calendar. So we're going to be connecting again Airbnb, VRBO, Booking, TripAdvisor, and of course Google Vacation Rentals too. Let's go for the second thing, which is the direct booking website. So with Lodgify, you can easily create your own website, professional, user friendly, and of course, it's going to be its own independent thing. That way, you're not solely relying on bookings that are coming from Airbnb, Vrbo, and Booking. You are creating your own brand, so you're not relying on them in the future. So it's important for you to start that better now than ever. PMS. So apart from the visibility and syncing across channels, we want to make your life easier. That, of course, that's the most important thing for us. So with Lodgify, you can streamline your daily operations, integrate your payments automatically, adjust your rates. use our dynamic pricing tool, automate the check-in process with your guests, coordinate tasks, and do a lot more with Lodgify property and reservation management tool. Second is, of course, the AI capability. So not only we're going to be helping you reply to customers, but we have ways to coordinate cleanups with our AI and automation tools. You're not wasting time into manual work. You have a way to rely on our AI tools to give you a backup once needed. Let's go through the next one. Oh, sorry. Mobile app. So mobile app is basically the most important thing for most of the property managers. So they are always on the go. So it's important for you to have something there whenever you need it. So with Lodgify, it's basically the same. You can manage all the most important features from our mobile app. You can reply to customers, you can check calendars, you can change settings, everything through the mobile app. So you're not tied to a laptop or a desktop. So you can stay organized with your mobile device anytime, anywhere. And of course, last is reporting. On the other hand, Lodgify will offer reporting tools in connection to Google Analytics and accounting software to make use of all the data that you need on your fingertips. Last is, of course, the marketplace. Let's talk about the marketplace first. So you will be able to supercharge your business by integrating Lodgify with industry-leading tools to simplify, of course, the workflow. So Lodgify connects with all of the tools here and many more inside the marketplace app that we have inside of your account. So you can see the other things you might need to complement Lodgify. So you know that you can build a really robust solution with us too. All right, and not that's not all. We are people supporting people, and of course, we will be guiding you with this whole process. So I know I've been talking about like how to set the PMS, the direct booking website, and all those things, and it might sound a little complicated from the get-go. So this is why we offer free onboarding to every new customer. So it's important for us that this kind of like setup early stage is done properly, so you don't have to worry about doing the most complicated things by yourself. You can rely on our team to help you, and of course, to train you too. All right, let's see. So, of course, the onboarding, how to get the onboarding is extremely simple. So first, you need to create your own account. And as soon as you create the account, and subscribe, you can schedule your onboarding session. And of course, as soon as you schedule the meeting, our team will go through all the process and how to get everything fully optimized and connected. And then after the meeting, you're already live and good to go. And if you need anything else, of course, after the onboarding, you can count on our support team to help you well. So we have like the best rated support in the market, covering more than 6 languages. And it's 24/7, as you can see here. So whenever you need anything, you can call, you can email, and even depending on the package you choose, you can even have an instant message feature where you can always reach out to a human being on the other end. And without much further ado, let me not jump into this. Let me show you the platform. And I always like to start with the rentals basically because the rentals are the heart of the business. So inside rentals, you can see all the different properties you manage. So let's say I want to customize the Miami property. I just click right here. And here I can see a name, I can see description, I can see amenities, all that good stuff. And if I want to change something, you just select the pencil icon. You can add something right here. So maybe like, but hey, whatever, could be anything. And once you update something on Lodgify, it will automatically update on the different channels you're using. So just change it once instead of changing multiple times. This will save time not only updating pictures, but also updating your prices too. So here you can set up your own price per night and you can customize different prices depending on the platform. We have a markup feature. So maybe you can be like, Lucas, I want to be cheaper on my website, but whenever that price goes to Airbnb, I want it to be 15% more expensive. You can customize those little adjustments to compensate for different fees depending on the platform too. So here you have nightly price. We have, of course, fees and taxes. You need to set that up. And here we have promotions and add-ons. I always like to highlight this because it's super nice. So those are features that are tied to our direct booking website. So promotion is literally a promo code that you can create and guests can use during checkout. So let's say on November 20 to give them like a 20% discount. So you can do those nice things with Lodgify to get more traction to your website. And add-ons is, of course, add-ons. So if I want to add maybe like a airport pickup service or breakfast or a welcome package or like could be like an additional guest or something, you can think about anything you want and you can put it in here. So this is a neat trick to upsell the reservation and of course increase revenue. All right. Of course, talking about pricing and price per night, you can also change prices depending on the seasonality. Maybe right now at the beginning, you're like, Lucas, I'm not going to use a dynamic pricing solution, so I'm going to manage prices by myself. You can create seasons to make the price dynamic without using a solution. So once you create a season, everything changes. So your price will change, the minimum stay would change, and it of course is specifically for that season. So once the season starts, change the settings automatically. Once the season ends, it will go back to the normal rate you're considering. And of course, think about season as anything that will interfere with pricing or demand. So here we're talking about like local holidays, local events, not only like high season summer or like low season winter, something like that. All right, so keep this in mind. Anything related to the property, you go rentals, click the property, you change it here. So if you need to check reservations, pretty straightforward. Reservation tab right here. Boom. And here we can see all the bookings from newest to oldest. You have the logo right here to let you know that this booking is coming from that specific platform. So if it's coming from Airbnb or Vrbo, it will have their own logo. But if it's coming from your website, then it's going to have Lodgify's logo. So if I click on this one, I can see, of course, a breakdown of the reservation. I can see also guest information. And if I want to exchange messages with Dav, I click here, messages, top right corner. Boom. Anything I type in this chat box and I push send, customer receives on their end. So if they're coming from Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking, and all that, it's going to be a direct message, like an inbox message. But if they're coming from your website, it's going to be an email exchange. Again, this doesn't change the fact that everything is going to be condensed into one page, which is the inbox tab right here. So if you click on the inbox, you can see all the messages that you exchange with your customer. Let's say you want to respond to that, or I can type, pretty easy. But also I can save quick replies. So if your customers are always asking the same questions, you can leave a template ready. Or alternatively, you can use our AI feature. So if you click here, generate with AI, our AI tool will analyze what the customer needs or the question and provide an answer accordingly. So let's say Dav is asking, Lucas, can I bring my dog? You can click generate with AI. Our AI tool will analyze the question and, of course, double check inside the settings if you allow pets or not. Or you can even improve a message that you already typed. So maybe like, oh, yes, you can bring your dog. So let's improve with AI. So our AI will think a couple of seconds and come on. If my internet helps me out, there you go. Easy. There you go. So you have like a better message. You can undo, you can generate a new message. Pretty straightforward too. And if you need to check the calendar, again, super easy. We got the calendar right here. Opening the calendar, you can see all the different properties you manage one below the other with the multi tab. So let's say, Lucas, I want to check this booking. You can click. Our calendar is interactive, so you can see a breakdown of the reservation, all that good stuff right in here. If you want, maybe like, Lucas, I actually need to change my rate for a few days. You select the date. Oh, sorry. Added nightly price, and then we can be like, oh, instead of 300, getting close to holiday season, let's go for maybe like 400 with a 4-day minimum stay. So once you save this right here, it will override in the calendar and boom, updates automatically across the board. Super simple. Another nice thing you can do with the calendar is you can block some dates. As you can see here, I already have like a lot of blocks, but the idea with the blocks is maybe like your property manager and one of the owners are going to be there for a couple of days. So you can select the date, let's say from Tuesday to Friday. You create a close period. Right here, you can add a comment if you want, maybe like owner staying. Could be anything, really. This is just for internal control. And of course, once you create that, it refreshes and boom, blocks here, blocks automatically. So you just do it once. We also have the other view, which is the single one, which will display one property at a time, the home month. And if you want to see the other properties you got the drop down menu right here. So boom, you just select the other ones, maybe like the Memphis house. And of course, calendar is interactive as well in this view. All those things I was mentioning, like the reservations, the rentals, the inbox, the calendars, you can manage through the mobile app. Those are the most important things you're going to be managing and interacting on a daily basis, and you don't need a desktop or laptop. Just download our mobile app and do everything on the go. So right now, oh yeah, another thing that is super nice to have is you can manage all your automatic messages through Lodgify too. And if you go under settings, automatic responses, you can see all of those messages right here. And you have the ability to customize not only for your website, but for Airbnb, for VRBO, for Expedia, for Booking. And if you need to change something, let's say I want to change my message when someone books. So you can click the pencil icon, and here you can customize the text. You can type anything you want. You can add those blue thingies here. They are called messaging placeholders. This will adapt depending on guest personal information. So it's pretty easy for you to customize. Another option for messaging, we got the custom automatic responses. I like to think of them as time sensitive. So it seems like, let's say before checking, I want one day before checking, I want to send a message to the guest, a welcome message. So thanks for choosing our place. We can wait to have you here. Again, you can customize and connect this message to any platform you're using. And also you can schedule messages maybe like after checkout, reminding them to write a review of something like that, or maybe even send a message during their stay to maybe highlight that you have some extra services or things like that that they can, if they need anything, they can always reach out to you. All right, and of course I want to talk about the website, which is I like to think of it as like the most one of the most important pillars that we got. So here at the website, we work with templates, folks. So if you haven't built a website before, don't worry, it's not super complicated. So you're gonna be basically seeing this thing right here. Let's wait for my internet to load the website. There you go. So here is the website builder. First thing we need to do is customize the theme. The theme changes the overall layout of the website. So if I move from Brooklyn to Capuchin, I like Capuchin the most nowadays, it changes the overall layout. So if you want to change the color palette, you can change it from here. You can select maybe like a custom recommended block, but if you want to change individual things, you can do it. You can also change fonts, you can change buttons, you can change borders, you can add multiple images on the background so you can have some sort of slideshow going. And if you have a logo ready, you can add the logo right here, I mean, boom. And of course, you can upload a new file, you can change the size of the logo by dragging the slider, boom. And that would be it. Nothing too complex. Right now, the most important thing is I customize the style, but I need to customize the content of the website. So I go into pages, and here I can do the customization. So here I can select the tab I want to customize on the left side here at the top. So let's say I want to customize the sightseeing tab. Three dots, added, and then we are already doing the added part. So let's say I want to change the text. Select the block, boom. Let's say from South Beach, it's going to be North Beach. That easy. I need to change the order of the block. You just drag and drop, kind of like this. Boom. I need to resize an image. I don't like it. It's like too small or maybe it's too big. You just boom, kind of do like this. So the idea, and I always keep this, like I think about this as a Lego set. You have a ton of different pieces that you can put together, and you're going to be the one doing all that. So you have like the image block, you have the text block, you can put everything together. Maybe you want to put a video instead of here. So you just select a new section, you just add a video, and then you drag the video to where you want it to be. So just building your own Lego set. Pretty easy. And another thing is like whenever someone goes on the website, they can of course like check in, check out dates, and they can pay by themselves. Everything is already built in. You don't need to add anything. The only thing you need is to connect to your bank account. We can help you with that during the onboarding, but it's that easy. Like you just need to customize how it looks, and we take care of the other things for you. Basically, we do the heavy lifting. All right, and the last but not least is what we call PM modules. I like to think of the PM modules as like the most advanced side of Lodgify. So first thing you're gonna see is the control center. Basically a dashboard where you can see data in real time. And here you can see like, oh, I got revenue, I got occupancy rate, but I also got a breakdown of revenue per platform so I can keep track of which platform is performing better than the other. And if I want to know more about any of those data points, I select, let's say, occupancy rate right here. I click on this thing, and if my internet helps us out again, you can see like how the business is performing day to day. You can also compare the different months. You can, if you scroll down, see how property is doing, like how each property is doing. And if you want to analyze different date ranges, you can just filter through here. And if you want to analyze individual groups of properties, you can select the rentals right here on this tab. That easy. Another one of the key features we got inside the property manager module is task management for cleaners. So this is a nice way for you not only to share the calendar with the cleaners, but also automate tasks. So let's say I got this sort of simplified view of the calendar. That way you're not showing sensitive information to your cleaning team. So I can see like check in, check out, and tasks. How do I go from here? So usually you can create tasks by interacting with the calendar. So let's say, Lucas, I actually need George to do something for me. George, clean backyard, super fast. Boom, you can write a description right here. You can choose assign this task, let's say to George, and as soon as you save the task, it will pop up right here in the calendar. Boom, and George gets an update on his cell phone, letting him know that he needs to do this task at this time. But create tasks manually could be annoying. So what I do and what I usually do is I schedule some tasks. And this is super handy for the cleaning task. So what I say is cleaning task with this description will automatically create itself after every checkout and needs to be done before the next check-in. So if I go back into the calendar, let me go back into the calendar. You can see that right after a checkout, I got a cleaning task automatically. Boom. Checkout, cleaning task. Checkout, cleaning task. Let's go back. Checkout, cleaning. Checkout, cleaning. You don't need to do anything anymore. It creates itself automatically, notifies the cleaner, and boom, that's it. Another thing you can do too is you can request the task to be uh, like in order for the task to be completed, the cleaner needs to upload pictures of that set task. So this is pretty nice. So if you have a new cleaning team, you don't know them too much, you want them to send proof that it wasn't up to your standards, you just request that. And as soon as they send the task, you can keep tab of all the tasks and all the pictures inside the team task right here. There you go. So you can see the tasks. You can go and check them out right here. And if they upload a picture, you can see the pictures right here too. Second thing we got is, let me go back, is what we call owner statement. So this is a nice way for you to keep track of your revenue and expenses. And it will do most of the things automatically for you. So let me show you one example right here. There you go. So here we have a report that is analyzing a quarter, October, November, December. Yeah, that's it for 6 properties. So here at the top, we see the summary of all the revenue that was collected. Of course, total income, what came from bookings, fees, add-on taxes, all that good stuff. And here at the bottom, see the summary of all your expenses. paid out related to bookings, fees, taxes, and here manual expenses. So, oh, look, actually during this time, like 3 months, I had to purchase a new TV, maybe like a new couch or something like that. I will upload those manual things in here as an expense. So it shows to the owner of the property like everything that was deducted throughout this whole trimester. So here you can see the breakdown per rental, you can see per fee, per tax. If you're a property manager, your commission percentage will be right here inside commissions. And of course, at the end, you see the net income by channel, basically showing the owner of the property or even yourself what you're going to get or expected to get at the end of the month. So it does most of the things automatically for you. All right, and another thing that I always like to highlight, and this is something really nice, is our online check-in form. And this is a really, really nice way for you to collect personal information from guests that are coming from not only for the website, but also from Airbnb and Vrbo, because this will sync. So with this checking form, you can automatically send again a link to the guest and with some questions, so they can reply to this question. So the idea is your questions will be like, oh, provide phone number and email address, any details that will help us make your arrival smoother. But you can like turn on, turn off those. But one of the most important thing is please provide a full name and legal ID number of the reservation holders or all the other guests as well. So not only is this giving you an extra layer of information, but also an extra layer of protection as well. So you can see the people that are there at the property. So yeah, at least it's important for you to be aware of all those things. And also you can ask some up to 5 custom questions as well. So you can put all the things in there. And this again, it will sync across the different channels you're using too. Oh, another nice feature that we got, I briefly mentioned before. So if you want to use a dynamic pricing solution with Lodgify, we got our own dynamic pricing system. You can turn on, turn off at any given point. The only thing is, if you turn on and you get a booking, you get, in order for you to use, it charges a percentage. So it charges 0.8% of that booking as a fee for you to use the dynamic pricing solution. But again, completely optional. You can turn on, turn off. You just need to set up your minimum and maximum, and that's it. The software will take care of the rest. And another thing we got, people usually like that a lot, is the ability for you to connect Lodgify to smart locks. So with this, you can connect Lodgify to your Yale or Slog or August or Quickset or Nuki, all those different brands in order for you to not only manage passwords inside Lodgify, but of course create those passwords automatically and send those updates automatically to the guest as well. So you're not doing everything manually anymore. So everything is going to be automated inside Lodgify. So boom, here are the brands that we have connection with. Boom. And of course, if your brand is not in here, you can use one of our third-party softwares. It's called Jarvis. So Jarvis is basically a smart lock management system. Not only smart locks, but smart things in general. And they have a lot of other brands and things that they connect. So it could be a really good alternative for you too. Folks, I feel like this is usually everything that is most important, and of course, that is mostly covered during the meetings. So, right now, I'm gonna jump into the slides, and of course, if you have any questions, keep typing them in the chat so I can respond later. But right now, let's jump into the. Oh, yeah, one thing that I forgot. We just recently launched this thing, this super nice feature, which is the ability for you to automatically review your guests. So this is super nice. People were asking this quite a lot because they were getting tired of asking, like of creating that like manually. So here you can set up like when that's gonna be sent out. Let's say 4 days after checkout. Here you can set up like the ratings. You can write the template, the message. So of course, as soon as the customer leaves, and not 4 days after they leave, they're gonna send and write an automatic review of the guest. So that is really nice to have too. So let me jump back into the live demo slide. And here we're going to the most important thing of this meeting, which is the Black Friday deal. So really, like I've been in Lodgify for 2 years now, and this is the best discount we got like ever. So right now we're offering 60% off for our yearly 2 years professional or ultimate package. So if you want to move forward with Lodgify, this really like is the best time ever. You can get a 60% discount for 1 year or 2 years, depending on which package you choose. So don't forget to click. I feel like we have a link somewhere that we're gonna send you towards the link, the discount, right, Mikhail?
We do, yeah. I'll put it in the chat at the end of the demo, but also you guys will see the green button at the bottom of your screen that says get 60% off Lodgify. That'll take you right to a page where you can learn more about the different packages, kind of play around with the pricing options. Since it depends on how many rentals you have, as well as the package you choose, you can put your info in there and see exactly what the price would be for you. But I'll put it in the chat also in a bit for you as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Mikhail. And of course, right now is the time for the Q&A. Do we have questions, Mikhail, in the chat?
We do. We have a handful of questions so far, and it's not too late. Also, if you guys still have something you haven't added yet, go ahead and put it in the chat now. But first of all, thank you, Lucas. That was a great demo. I feel like I even learned some new things there. So awesome. But let's start with our first question, and we'll start with this one from Sky. He wants to know, where do you get data to determine dynamic pricing?
So it's our own algorithm. So Lodgify came up with its own AI that will analyze not only competition, location, seasonality in order to keep your prices competitive, and we'll keep updating those. So short and long answer short, we developed that.
Nice. Okay, here's a question from Sally. Sally wants to know how you change the booking option to book the reservation without confirmation from your end. So I guess how to enable instant booking.
Okay, nice. So you need to go into the rentals. Let's go that super quick. So you select the property, and I always mix this. So let's see if I can go first try. Probably availability. Let's go. And always change it. No, it's I missed. I always mix things up. So it's under
No worries.
policies. It's bookability. You go policies. You see here, you got instant booking. If you want to change, you have all the three options. You can go for booking request. If you want to have more control over who's staying, you can go booking or inquiry only. But you can set up right here. Okay. Rental, policies, bookability.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's a great option because having to confirm every booking can get really frustrating and time consuming. Okay, here is a question from Lucy. Lucy wants to know, if you already have a business email, like with Gmail, for example, do you have to also have a Lodgify email to answer guests?
Not really. You don't need to create a new email. You can use the previous emails, and we can create maybe like a mask that will have like its own Lodgify email, but it's like masking your real email. So yeah, no, you don't need to create a new email. You can use the same ones you're using before.
Okay. Awesome.
Let's not go into too much of the specifics right now.
Okay, we got a couple questions on the same topic. One from Sky and one from Aggie, and they're wondering about website analytics. So do we provide website analytics, or do we connect with Google Analytics?
So that's a good question too, Aggie. So we connect with Google Analytics, and that is free. So you just need to go into boom, Lodgify, you go into Marketplace, and inside Marketplace, this is the place that I said that you can connect to other third-party softwares that will complement our services. And one of those things, if you scroll down at the bottom, you can see Google Analytics right here. So you just click, and you just need to follow the step-by-step we provide right here. That easy. And then you can analyze all the clicks and all the things through Google Analytics.
Perfect. Yeah. And Sky had a follow-up question asking if we have a webinar regarding connecting to Google Analytics. We don't have a webinar, but we do have resources like the one Lucas just showed. We also have a blog. So I'll put those links in the chat for you in a minute here as well, so you can access those after the demo. And just keep in mind, you can come back to this link at any point and see what's in the chat. So I'll put all the links at the end, and you can access them whenever you want. Okay, let's see. Next question. Another one from Lucy. So Lucy wants to know, if you don't purchase the ultimate plan, can you download a monthly calendar of bookings to send to your team, or a table of bookings for the next month or two?
Good question, Lucy. What you can do is you can give your cleaners access like a secondary account. You can create like multiple secondary accounts, and you can give them access to the calendar without a lot of things. The only drawback with this is that they can check calendars, but you cannot create like tasks are assigned to their name. They can only see like check in and check out. That's it. You can use this. Or alternatively, you can just download like a reservation report, but I think this will be a little bit overcomplicated because it's not as good looking. It's going to be like an Excel spreadsheet. Maybe it can confuse the cleaners. So I would create a secondary user and then just give your cleaners access to the calendar so they can check the check in and check out the dates by themselves.
Awesome. Here is another question from Aggie. If I haven't built my Airbnb listing yet, can I push my new listing, I'm guessing from Lodgify, to Airbnb?
You can actually do that. So if you create, we have that sync capability with Airbnb. So you need to create the property listing inside Lodgify, and then we can push that over. Simple as that.
Awesome. Okay, William wants to know if Lodgify charges a fee to renters like Airbnb does.
We do not. So this is really like it's important for you to think about it as like use Lodgify as a way for you to manage everything in multiple places, but also to grow your business independently. So you can of course maximize revenue that way. So you just need to think about like the monthly subscription and all that good stuff, and it's easier for you to, of course, expand.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's one of the biggest benefits of creating your own direct booking website because you're not paying those third party fees to the OTA.
Exactly.
All right. So, question from Tomic. If my property is listed on Airbnb and Booking, would you help me to automatically post the property on more platforms you support?
So if I'm not mistaken, the we can do that for Verbo. We have this push content over to Airbnb and Verbo. So yes, you could add to Verbo, but it's not super easy because you still need to create like an account on Verbo, like a host account, have that account like created so we can send that content over. So you have to actually do like an extra step, but we can do that.
Nice. Okay. Another question from William. Does Lodgify improve visibility of our website on Google?
William, that is a pretty interesting question. So, with your website, you can connect them with Google Vacation Rentals. So, this is one thing that I forgot to mention. So, Google Vacation Rentals is a key feature for the website. I talked about this during our intro. So, basically, it's whenever someone is looking for a property on Google Maps, so instead of like showing restaurants and all the things, it will show like actually like short-term rental properties. So if I go like this, I want to stay in Miami. So Miami short-term rental. Like I'm a guest looking for a place to stay on Google. Of course, right below the sponsor, you can see that this is the Google Maps view. So I can actually go there, I can roll around, I can see all the properties, all the different things in there. And if I like one, if I like what I see, I can click, and this is super nice. So I can see pictures, I see overview, but the catch will be inside the booking options. So if you are connected to Google Vacation Rentals, you're gonna have your website right here. Could be like lucas.properties.com, anything really, like your domain is going to be in here. So this is a nice way to redirect organic traffic from Google to your website. But alternatively, inside Lodgify, you can have another thing, and this is a bit more, I'm not going to say difficult, but you have to do a little bit of a research. So inside pages and inside your tabs, you can actually customize SEO. So SEO is pretty important for you to be visible whenever someone is looking for a specific property. So, if your property is like beachfront in California or something like that, you need to have those keywords and key descriptions inside your website. So whenever people are typing that thing on Google, you have, of course, a more like a potential to get found organically. So work on these two pillars, Google Vacation Rentals plus SEO, and you will see, of course, improvements in visibility, but also like the last tab, not the most common one and not like required, but it's good to have. It's Google Ads too. This works like a charm. It's not provided by Lodgify. It's like on Google, but this will also help you a ton to like get that extra boost for your website.
Nice. Yeah, I'll add to that. We do have some blogs and even an academy course on how to improve the SEO of your website. So I'll put those in the chat for anyone who's interested in that. And then a good thing to keep in mind about Google Vacation Rentals is that if you're just listed on Airbnb, your rental will not appear in those results because Airbnb famously decided not to integrate with Google Vacation Rentals. So building a third party, or sorry, building your own direct booking website is a really great way to make sure you show up there in results. And I think
Exactly.
something that you should definitely be doing if you have your own website. And follow-up question about Google Vacation Rentals. Alfred wants to know if you can connect to Google Vacation Rentals on the basic or the starter package.
Good question, Alfred. So Google Vacation Rentals is only available starting in the professional package, so the middle one. So with, and sorry, my camera is glitching. I'm gonna restart it in a second. Uh, if you go with the starter, you're basically unlocking the basic features we got. So if you want to have like more things or advanced features, start with the professional. You cannot go wrong with it. Let me fix my camera in the meantime.
No worries. Thanks, Lucas. I'll read the next question while you do that. Tomic wants to know if we can support with very, very choppy communication with booking or Airbnb support teams. This one's a little tricky.
It's tricky. So, but like no. So Lodgify will be the one responsible for your like supporting you, like anything related to your issues, like let's say or needs with Lodgify system itself. We can help you, and we will help you quickly. But if there's a problem like on Booking.com or Airbnb side, that would have to be done or managed by that platform specifically.
Right. Okay. Good to know. Alfred wants to know if we support connecting with the OTA trip.com.
Not as far as I'm aware, not through API, but another thing we offer, and this is a secondary type of connection. It's called iCal. iCal is not super common, but it's helpful. But the idea is with iCal, you only syncing calendars, so at least you're gonna get like your calendar updated. But the drawback is that there's a delay in there. So with iCal, you can have like a 2 hour delay. So you got a 2 hour window where you can get double booked. So those are the things you need to consider.
Good to know. William has a follow-up question, wondering if Lodgify does SEO.
Oh, we do. As I showed you, like I gave you a spoiler, so you can go inside your website and all those tabs. You have the ability to customize the SEO. And sorry, team, my camera died. Try to like enable it again, but I probably have to refresh it. I don't want to miss the question, so I'm gonna stay here with the camera off.
No worries, we can hear you, which is the main thing right now.
Okay, nice.
Okay, here's a long question from Kate. You won't be able to read it all, but I'll read it aloud. Kate says, I'm a co-host slash property manager, and I need Lodgify so I can manage guest communication, cleaning schedules, and operations, while some of my clients want to manage their own pricing and calendars. Can Lodgify support shared access with split permissions where certain functions are turned off for me or for the owner? And can I manage multiple fully managed properties alongside co-host properties with the same Lodgify account?
Great question, and my answer is going to be super short. Yes. So we have the user accounts. So as I showed you, not only you can create like secondary users for cleaners, but also for the owners of the properties. And if they want to manage messages, you just need to click the permission. So you have to adjust the permissions levels of that set account. But yeah, long answer short, you can do it. Just customize through the user account.
Okay, nice. We've got a few questions from Nick. First up, when you update lodging rates, can you change how much you charge for direct bookings versus each channel, so OTA bookings? Is there a table that you create that has a factor for each channel, such as for direct booking multiply by 1, for Vrbo multiply rates by 1.12, and Airbnb multiply rates by 1.16, etc.? And I believe you said yes, right, Lucas?
You got it. So yes, you can do it, Nick. So that would be done through inside like rates. You just set up the base rate as the lowest rate you can offer, and usually that rate is for the website. and you create a markup for the platform. So let's say when the price goes to a VRBO or Airbnb, it increases by 15%. So that's going to be percentage based. And on booking.com, it's like by 20. Again, you can customize whichever way you like it, but consider as the rate itself that you're going to be putting on the website is the lowest you can get, which is for the direct booking website.
Nice. Okay. And similar question, but related to cancellation policies. How do you set up cancellation policies to align with each channel versus the direct booking site, since there may be differences between platforms?
Great question. So Nick, let's I just use like this rule of thumb. So channels, they tend to manage policies on their end. So like cancellation policies, payment schedule, and all that stuff through that platform. And inside Lodgify, you customize for the direct booking website. So you go into settings, you go into policies, and you can create a new policy. Inside the policy, you can customize the payment schedule, which is like one payment, two payment, three payment. Like normal is two payment. You give like 50% during like when you're booking, and the residual balance, let's say like 30 days. And here you can also customize guest cancellation. Could be non-refundable, fully refundable, or partially refundable. Usually my customers they go for partially refundable because they can be a little bit flexible. If let's say someone booked 60 days before book like their stay, I give like 100% of the money back. But if it cancels like 30 days, I'll give you like 50. You can add those little rules. And also you can set up like a security deposit. This is a feature, security deposit, that is available from professional package to ultimate. So here you can request a security deposit, which is an extra layer of security for people. Like if someone damaged something, you can have like a temporary $1,000 hold on their credit card. So if they damage, you can redeem this. And then of course the transaction happens, $1,000 go to your bank account. But if nothing happens, let's say after 5 days, the hold gets released and nothing happens. Simple as that. So you just set up inside settings, policies.
Perfect. Do you have a couple more minutes, Lucas?
I do. We can have
Sweet.
like
We've
3
got
more
two more.
minutes.
Perfect. We'll see if we can get to the last two questions quickly.
Okay.
When using Lodgify, will it impact ranking metrics on each channel versus listing directly with each channel? So I think Nick means if you start by creating your listing on Lodgify and push it to the channels, will that somehow make the listing rank worse than if you had created it directly on the channel?
Not at all, Nick. So it doesn't change like for the good or for the bad. It's just a way to send information. This won't affect visibility or marketability of that listing. So no, doesn't impact.
Nice. And then last question, how does Lodgify, how do lodging tax calculations, collection, and remittance occur? Normally, Vrbo and Airbnb do this, and we just need to submit the local, county, or state lodging tax forms.
So you mean the website? I feel like maybe yes. So with the website, you can set up like the fees and taxes through Lodgify. But this is the thing. So we're gonna be like collecting the taxes, like the payment and all that, but you have to remit that externally. You can download a financial report inside Lodgify that will show, let's say during a month or 2 months, depending on the recurrence, the tax that you collected throughout that period, and then you use that information to remit the taxes outside by yourself. So we're not gonna be the ones doing that for you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Lucas. All right, well, it looks like we did get one more question, Sky, but I'll put a link, since we're out of time, I'll put a link in the chat for you so you can get more information about Lodgify's new payment collection service. I'll also put links about everything you guys asked for, so like SEO, Google Analytics, that kind of stuff in the chat. So either hang around for a couple minutes till I can get those together, or again, revisit this URL later and you'll have access to everything in the chat there. Final reminder that you can check out more about our Black Friday pricing by clicking the button there at the bottom of the screen. And your first step, whether or not you're ready to buy, is our free 7-day trial. So whether or not you're decided yet, it's a great time to start the trial now so you can try us out before our offer ends. And yeah, thank you, Lucas, and thanks everyone for joining. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye, everyone.